Lions actually did a lot better in this game than I thought they would. They actually exceeded my expectations this year in one game, in which I had no expectations for them this year. So yeah, the game happened today. And yeah, I would say one thing for the Lions, they're in a way better position than they were the last couple regiments combined. Like hell, the Lions played a lot better in Dan Campbell's first game than they sure as hell did in Matt Patricia's first game. So hey, like the main thing for the Lions is that they just put themselves in a hole in the first half they couldn't dig out of. Mainly the defense just looked incredibly sloppy. Like the defenses still have a number of issues. Like the one thing we know from this game is that the defensive issues weren't just Patricia. There was a lot more to Patricia. We're seeing clearly that the problems on the Lions were well beyond Patricia and Quinn. Like that defense still has a long way to go, and they still need to get somewhat of a pass rush going. They got a couple good plays in. Like one thing I want to see the Lions defense do at some point this year is I want them to start Derek Barnes at some point, because I feel like the defense looked a lot better. Would look a lot better with Derek Barnes in. It did in the preseason. The defense looked better with Barnes in than it did without him in. So I do want to see Derek Barnes get a start at some point this year. Maybe by mid-season, but hopefully some point this year. Like, my one expectations for the Lions this year was to at least be watchable and fun to watch and not be a damn chore. Well, the first 3 quarters, it was looking like it was going to be a damn chore. Until around maybe the last 5 minutes. When Detroit tried their best to come back. Like, say what you want about how the Lions played in this game. There's one thing you can't deny. They fought to the end. They fought hard to the end, which is, I think, the culture that Dan Campbell and the Lions want to build. Is a culture where they fight to the end. Never give up. And you say, you know what, Detroit, even though they came up short, they fought to the end. And hey, it's a plus. I'll say this. This game went a lot better than I thought it would. Like, the Lions played a lot better. Like, hell, throughout this game, it seemed like the run game on the Lions offense was better than the passing game. Like, the only time the passing game outperformed the Lions running offense was in the fourth quarter when the Lions had to literally throw the ball. Like, DeAndre Swift even had some impressive runs too today. Swift got a good run to get a touchdown. Like, the Lions had some good play. Swift definitely, I think, could have a breakout year if they keep just feeding him the ball. I say once Swift becomes a starter, watch him take off. So, yeah. Even though the Lions lost this game to the 49ers, they did a lot better than I think a lot of fans thought they would. So, it's a positive. This game was a positive for sure. For the rebuild, at least. This kind of game, it goes a long way in the rebuild and how you want to establish the culture. Yeah, the culture, though, but yeah. Dan Campbell set the good culture for the players, but sadly not much you can do with the toxicity of the fan base. Since, yeah, I already looked, there were a number of Lions fans that wanted Dan Campbell fired. And Brad Holmes fired. At halftime. Wow, already giving up on Campbell and Holmes after one half. Well, I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. And the Lions fan base crying and bitching up a storm, that never changes. Yep, toxic Lions fans being miserable and being petty and complaining about, crying and complaining about literally anything. Gotta love it. Like I said, I never regretted anything turning heel on this toxic-ass fan base last year. And I don't regret anything now. And the crazy thing is, the Lions fan base, they're all talk and no action, because when I challenged the fan base to that $100 bet about if the fan base would turn on Campbell and Holmes after one game, no one had the balls to take the bet. So hey, I still get to keep $100. So hey, there's a positive. And I was willing to pay up. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because Lions fans were already turning after at halftime. So I would have won the bet anyway. So maybe it was a good thing the fan base chose to tuck their tail between their legs and cower away from me. Hey, can't fix stupid at the end of the day. But yeah, Lions fans also saying sell the team and get fuck Jared Goff and giving up on Goff. Man, giving up on Goff after one game. And yet you had Stafford for 11 years. Do I need any more proof that Lions fans will complain and bitch about literally anything? Because Lions fans are miserable and they can never be fucking happy. And even saying shit ain't changed. Well, what the fuck do you expect? It's a fucking rebuild. What? Oh yeah, that's right. There were some Lions fans that actually thought the Lions were going to be fucking competitive this year. Like, let's be real. Everyone knows the Lions are probably not going to do that well this year. Despite this game. The Lions are probably going to still be competing for the first overall pick this year, more than likely. Or at least the top 5 pick. Detroit is probably in the running for more than likely either Spencer Rattler or Mark Howell for the QB in the draft. If they choose to go for a QB in the draft and they trust either of them. Who knows? Maybe the Lions wait another year for a QB because the Lions are still guaranteed Jared Goff for at least 2 years based on how his contract is structured. Where the Lions can't opt out of the contract until 2023. So the Lions are stuck with Goff no matter what. Especially with the dead cap hit where the Lions would lose around 15, 16 million. And the dead cap hit would be 41 million total if they traded Goff. So the Lions will be losing money by trading Goff. Yeah, let's trade Jared Goff and give up on him after one game. And put the Lions further in cap hell. That's a genius idea, you fucking idiots. Man, and then you'll wonder why the league doesn't respect the Lions. It definitely has nothing to do with the fan base being fucking morons. And lacking common sense and not knowing football and business 101. And always complaining and crying about everything, right? And oh, by the way, last year for this fan base, I was having throat issues. All of last year. And this year, right before the season started, I had surgery a couple weeks ago. And I have no more throat issues. So now I'm back to 100%. And it seems like with the way the fan base was acting after this game, it seems I didn't do a good job at calling this sorry-ass fan base out last year. So maybe I need to grind my axe harder and go at this fan base twice as hard than I did last year. Especially now that my health is back to 100%. Since I was probably at 50% health last year with my throat issues. But now I'm back to 100 and fixed up. And don't worry, for the all I say for this game is, this game also proved that Matt Stafford was never the problem. And we're going to further see later tonight that Stafford was never the problem when Stafford lights up the Shatoilet Care bitches later tonight on Sunday Night Football. I'll be watching that game and I can't wait for Stafford to torch Shatoilet up and for Jew to try to fucking cry in his sleep again. And don't worry, Stafford haters. I got an interesting proposition bet for you for Week 7. And I'm not going to tell you what that bet is until the Week 7 preview when the Lions take on the Rams. You think I was going to let the Stafford haters off easily? Oh, you're dead wrong. And yeah, I'm wondering how many Lions fans are going to blame Stafford for this game because, let me guess, this was Stafford's fault we lost, right? Lions fan base being toxic and complaining about literally anything. The only thing that hasn't changed is this fan base and their fucking mindset. That's the only thing that hasn't changed yet. This team has changed. The fan base has not. And that's a fact, Jack. See you all next week for Week 2. When all I say is embrace the suck and just enjoy the ride this year. Peace.